There, Mike, thank you. And Tuscaloosa investigators are releasing more information as today, all this after a weekend string of home invasion-style burglaries with a group of teen suspects.
We told you on WIAT 42 News at 10 that 4 of those teens were arrested in Birmingham. That's where their crime spree finally ended. They arrested a 5th teenager in Tuscaloosa. The victims of these crimes are women and mostly elderly, attacked in their homes. WIAT 42 News reporter Lee Garner takes us to one of those crime scenes.
There are welcome signs and wreaths at the homes where neighbors say elderly women were attacked over the weekend. At one, you can still make out a shoe print next to the doorbell.
Yeah, the whole community is worried. We've got most old people here in this area, but it's the first time this ever happened.
It started on this street in Northport on Saturday night. Multiple suspects entered an elderly woman's home armed.
We're talking about every shotguns, rifles, everything short of bazookas.
Put a pillow over her face and pointed a gun to her head, roughed her up pretty bad, and shot 3 times inside of the house.
The suspects stole items, then continued to another home where they allegedly kidnapped another elderly female victim and tried to get her to withdraw money from a bank. They also went to another location.
In Springbrook, they also stole property, TVs, gaming systems, things like that.
Eventually, police say the suspects released the woman who had been kidnapped. In Tuscaloosa, no one was injured.
Maybe they actually did have a conscience at some point in their crime spree. But again, we're talking about elderly females. So, you know, it doesn't take a big person to want to harm an older lady.
Gregory Stewart, Khali Jones, Cassius Lanier, and Jonathan Davis are all facing charges in the alleged crime spree that continued into the weekend in Birmingham. Marquanda Anderson was arrested in Tuscaloosa. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Lee Garner, WIAT 42 News, coverage you can count on.
And other news tonight, let's go ahead and get to that.
Yeah, Tuscaloosa man's fighting for his life after he was shot during an attempted robbery.
All right, the very latest on this, police have a suspect in custody, and they've actually been looking for him for several days. They believe that he's connected to a string of similar crimes this past weekend that cut across Tuscaloosa and across Birmingham. WIAT 42 News reporter Lee Garner is live tonight with the very latest. Lee.
Well, between Tuscaloosa and Birmingham law enforcement, they actually arrested 5 teenage suspects earlier on in the week. Now, they were looking for a 6th. That is Tyler Davis. And we believe that Davis is currently here at the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office in one of the interrogation rooms. In the past hour, we have seen Birmingham police officers go inside the building. Now, they believe before Davis turned himself in this morning that he may have gone on an additional crime spree in Tuscaloosa.
They're getting fingerprints, and hopefully they can lead them to whoever they're trying to catch.
It started as a normal morning for Courtney Mayhew. She got home from work around 4:45 a.m., the same time her uncle was headed out the door. But in that short span of time,
maybe like 2 minutes ago,
someone had broken inside of her car, and when they noticed her uncle watching from the porch,
they pointed a gun at him and told him that he needed to ease back in the house.
2 purses and a taser were taken from the unlocked car. Mayhew called police. She didn't realize until much later how lucky she was, considering what happened next.
It makes me feel scared because that tells me that he had to be around me at the time that I got out the car. So he could have did anything to me.
Up the road, another car shows signs of a break-in. Door cracked, contents spilled in the floorboards. But 2 blocks away, the violence escalates.
I'm very concerned because I just moved here in September. I thought it was really quiet when I got over here, but now I'm ready to go. I really am.
Wendy Ellis and her 4-year-old grandson live across the street from a 3rd crime scene, described by police as a robbery shooting. A man was shot in the head sometime between 5:30 and 6 a.m. inside of this camper. Police say his injuries are life-threatening. Ellis says the house has been hit before.
Maybe like 2 weeks ago, that same house seems to have got robbed. Somebody got robbed, they say.
At this time, Tuscaloosa authorities are still working with the Birmingham Police Department and the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office to determine the process of arranging those charges for Davis. We're now reporting live in Tuscaloosa. Lee Garner, WIAT 42 News, coverage you can count on.